friends, it's Quenby, the Grateful Queen, here on YouTube. Welcome back for another video. I'm so happy you clicked on this video and that we're going to get to spend a little bit of time together. And if you're new, welcome. I'm Quenby. I'm a part-time reseller. I've been selling clothing and fashion on eBay for almost 10 years. And I've been on Poshmark a few years. I recently started Etsy, so I am a part-time online reseller. Today's video, I plan to share with you all my secrets for success to being a part-time reseller. I'm going to share my tips and tricks with you about how I have managed to be an online reseller part-time for almost 10 years. So like you, I'm pretty busy. I have a full-time job as a psychotherapist. I have a small child. He's 9 now, but my son Torvald, when I started reselling, was a newborn. That's kind of how I got into reselling. Was I wanted to buy him those fancy, expensive, organic cotton Hannah Anderson pajamas, and I went online to purchase them, and they were $45. And I was like, no, I've always been frugal. I've always been a thrifter. Let me find them somewhere else. So I found them on eBay for like half the price. I was so happy, and then I was also kind of hooked. I started selling his baby clothes so that I could buy him more baby clothes. And then I caught on pretty quick and realized,
ooh, the expensive shoes that Mama likes are also on eBay.
And I began a business as an online reseller that way. So I've somehow managed to juggle a full-time job, a child, and a part-time reselling business. And along the way, I've learned many things, many secrets to make it work, many tips. So I'm going to share those with you in this video today. So stay tuned, giddy up, get on it. Let's do it. First, I want to start by just saying, why is it even important to distinguish between being a part-time reseller and a full-time reseller? Maybe it's not for you, but for me, it's always felt really important because I follow a lot of resellers on YouTube, on Instagram, and we all try not to compare to anybody else, but it is challenging on social media because we see everybody's what sold videos. I sold $10,000 worth of items this month, or we're on Instagram and we see all the package pictures with packages of sales stacked up, and it's like, well, why aren't I making those sales? Sometimes it's because the person that you're comparing yourself to has more time, has more effort to put into their business because they are full-time or they can manage to work 40 or so hours. A part-time reseller doesn't have that. I probably have about 15 to 20 hours a week, give or take, depending on what life has thrown at me, to focus on my reselling business. So it's futile to compare myself to somebody else that is maybe able to put in a lot more hours or has a lot more help. So I find it helpful to say, I sell part-time. So some of us are part-time because we have another full-time job, or maybe because we have children at home we're caring for, or maybe an aging parent we're caring for. Maybe we have a disability or some type of pain issue. So that limits the amount of hours we're able to put in, and maybe we're only putting in part-time effort because of those things. Look at the sleeves on this Free People blouse. Pretty good, right? Yes, friends, I include all the bloopers at the end of the video so we can laugh at the many, 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 many bloopers that I seem to make every time I try and make a YouTube video. So stay till the end so you can laugh with me and see those. I think one of the challenges that part-timers face is how to balance everything, how to juggle it all, how to fit in time for our reselling business. So that's probably one of the #1 secrets that part-time resellers do, is that we are very good at carving out small blocks of time when we can put a little bit of work in. When I was working full-time at hospice, when my time wasn't my own because I wasn't self-employed and I was reselling part-time, I used to shop on my lunch break. I would source for my online reselling business at thrift stores on my lunch break when I knew I had like 20 or 30 minutes. So I would bring my own lunch to work and I would eat it kind of in the car driving to the thrift store. I'd go in for about 20 to 30 minutes, get as many items as I can, put them in the back seat, and then go back to my full-time job at hospice as a psychotherapist there. So I feel like I kind of became a master at finding 20 or 30-minute blocks. So as a part-timer, I think you need to ask yourself, where can I get like 20 or 30 minutes? And the reason that time is kind of significant is because in 20 or 30 minutes, it takes me 30 minutes to list 5 items. My goal as a part-timer is 5 items a day. And we all know consistency is key to reselling and making sales on sites like eBay. So my goal is 5 a day. It takes me approximately 35 minutes to list those 5. So I'm always looking for like 30 minutes. I also know I can dart into a thrift store and come out with a number of things to sell in 30 minutes. So you have to ask yourself, where can I carve out 20 or 30 minutes of time that I can list or source or take photos or do something for my reselling business? Friends, I just want to take a moment and remind you to please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another educational video about reselling or an unboxing or a thrift haul. We do a lot of fun stuff here on the channel, including a live every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, and we'd love to see you there. So hit subscribe, turn on the notifications so you know when I'm live or a new video comes out. Is this curl like ridiculous? I can't tell. I'll probably watch the playback and be like, that's ridiculous. Another secret to my success as a part-time reseller is lists and charts and things that can hold me accountable. So because I'm pulled in so many directions, I have another job, I've got a child, I have a lot going on, probably like you. I always say to people,
if I didn't write it down, it never happened.
like if someone says they want me to do something or look into something, it's like, hold on, let me write it down. I make a list every single day of the things I need to do. And I make a list of what I need to do specifically for my reselling business. So if I'm listing that day or photographing, I need to write that down. I also find trackers really helpful. This is my weekly tracker. It has the day here and it's got numbers, so it lets me know how many things I've listed in a day. So if my goal is 5 a day, I need a way that I can keep track of how many I've done, because I might only get like 3 done and then my son is like, hey, I need help with my math homework, so I'm torn away, and I might be able to come back and finish later. Talk about stealing that time again, finding those pockets of time. I find these things really helpful. My personal listing tracker is linked in the description section below over on Etsy, as well as my daily reseller to-do list. For me, a secret to my success has definitely been making sure I'm writing things down and tracking the work that is for my reselling business. How do you guys do that? How do you track it if you have a bunch of other things going on in your life? How do you hold yourself accountable and make sure you're doing it? Do you use lists? Do you use a tracker? What tools are helpful for you? Mine are linked in the description section below. Another secret that has kept me going as a part-time reseller is that I have really had to learn how to make my work processes extremely efficient. So the more efficient, the more quickly I can do them, the better it's going to be. I'm going to get more work done. So for example, I've had to make certain choices in my business. It's very common on Poshmark for people to do amazing customer service and wrap up the package in tissue paper that they're sending to their customer, writing a handwritten note maybe. I can't do any of that stuff. As a part-timer, I'm not able to do that. It just takes up too much time. Maybe one day if I become a full-time reseller, I will enjoy wrapping somebody's purchase and tissue paper and writing a handwritten note and putting a little piece of lavender in there and a lollipop and the whole thing. If you do that, and you can do that, and you enjoy that, that is awesome. Definitely do it. But I think as part-timers, we really have to work on being efficient. Our processes have to be timely, clean, and efficient. So take a look at what your processes are for work. How do you do your photographs? Is there any way that you can shave off a few minutes there? I do mine in batches. That is a way I save time. So I batch 20 tops and I photograph all the tops, boom, 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 boom. And that is efficient, smart, and fast for me. Take a look at some other areas, your listing process, your inventory process. Is there a way that as a part-timer, you can cut down a few minutes on those processes so that you can work smarter, not harder, with the limited amount of time that you have? That has been really helpful for me. I think another tip that has really helped me as a part-time reseller is it is okay to get help. I mean, sometimes I think we need to do it all, but there are times when you may need to hire help in your reselling business. And there are so many different ways that I know part-time resellers have done this. For most of 2020, I hired a VA to share my closet because I know that in order to make sales on Poshmark, you have to share your closet 1, 2, 3 times a day to be competitive. I have over 500 items in my Poshmark closet.
It made me feel frustrated and crazy to click share, share, share on
Every one of my items. I hired that out. That's a choice that I made, and it has really worked for me. I know other part-time resellers that have hired people to take photos. So they They get bins of clothes, they drop them off at their photographer's house, they have a setup for them, that person takes the photos. Those are really common, having people take photos for you or having people build your listings. They're not hard things to do. You could ask a family member, a teenager in your neighborhood. You could hire someone online. I hired my VA on Upwork and it was affordable, and that's a way that I made things work for me, especially when I started YouTube. I love YouTube. It's the best thing I started doing, but it does take time. So I need to get that time back somewhere, my time back somewhere hand. So think about, are you in a place in your business where you can afford to hire help, or would you make more money? So the expense of the hired help makes it really worth it to you. Do you want someone in your house that you work with? Do you want to send stuff to their house that they can work on? Do you just want to hire someone online who can work on your listings for you or cross-post for you? There are so many tools. Gosh, another one is cross-posting. You know, how quick it is if you have a service like I do, like Vendoo. It's a Chrome extension. I have a link in the description section if you're interested in trying Vendoo for 20% off. But cross-posting, it makes things quicker. It makes things so much easier. You can do it manually, but it just takes longer. And as a part-timer, I'm always asking myself, where can I save time? Where can I shave off a few minutes? Where can I get 20 or 30 minutes? Really good time management is a secret to successful part-time resellers. On that note,
I don't know if I said anything that related to this before, but I'm just going to say on that note as a transition.
On that note, if you're a parent like I am, you are probably going to be trying to steal moments that you can work on your reselling business where your child is occupied. And I always look for those moments, even if I can just get like one listing done or send out offers on Posh or fold some inventory, wherever you can get a little bit of time. So sometimes when my son was at a sporting event and I could be sitting there watching him, checking in on how he's doing at practice, and doing something on my phone. Bring your phone, your laptop, your tablet, get a little work done while your little buglet is occupied. Or similarly, sometimes he's earned some screen time after school or something. That's his free time, and I'm sitting next to him and I am doing my listings. Whenever your child can possibly be occupied for a little bit of time, you know, and sometimes with a kid, they're only occupied for 15, 20 minutes, but you can get a lot done in 15 or 20 minutes. So be creative, find ways to grab a little bit of time for your reselling business. Okay, I feel like this is getting so long. Like I could talk about tips for part-time resellers, you know, to save time. I could just go on and on. So into this topic right now, I'm like, how have I done it? I mean, there's a lot going on. Another secret to my success as a part-time reseller is I have learned to source online. I know for many of us, our favorite part of our reselling business is going thrifting or going to the Goodwill outlet, the bins, or going to a rummage sale or a yard sale to find inventory for our business. And the treasure hunt's exciting. I totally get it. I love thrifting. I love yard sales, estate sales, all of it. But it definitely is more time consuming. A way I have saved a ton of time is to buy online. I have a feeling this is not going to be a popular one because people love sourcing. To order inventory online. I order from Thredup. I get the rescue boxes, or I source on their outlet. I sometimes order things on Poshmark. I'll find someone who's got some great deals of like a ton of Free People stuff I love, for example. I'll bundle up a bunch of stuff and buy it and then resell it. I love Goodwill's online website, ShopGoodwill. I have videos on all these things. Jomar Wholesale is like my fave right now. B&G Trading. I have unboxings on the channel from all these places. So if you want to consider maybe saving some time, even if you save one thrift trip a week, that's an extra few hours that you have. Inventory comes right to my door. And it's been pretty great stuff. It's not like I'm getting crap inventory. I love going out there sourcing just as much as you probably do. But if you want to save some time each week, consider getting some of your inventory delivered right to your door by online sourcing for your business because it saves time. And time is money. If you have an extra few hours a week, that's time that you could be listing. And you need to list, in my opinion, very consistently every day if you can, at least a few items. Consistency is key to making sales. Okay, friends, I hope that has been helpful to you at all. I hope the part-time resellers can unite and say, yes, I get it. It's challenging. We're juggling a lot. We wish we had more time to put into our reselling business often, but we don't. We cannot compare ourselves to other people that have more time. I love my reselling business. It brings me so much joy. I've loved connecting with all of you. I love my reselling community. Sometimes I wish I was a full-timer, but I'm not. I'm a part-timer, and that's not going to change anytime soon. So I hope some of these things, these strategies, maybe gave you something to think about, maybe some other things to try. And let me know in the comments if you would add some other secrets to how you've managed to be successful as a part-timer. Definitely let other people learn from you by leaving them in the comments. Thanks, friends. I look forward to seeing you soon. For now, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Love you guys. Today's video, I'll get that hair out of my face first. Yeah. Let me start by saying, why is it... I think one of the challenges... maybe if someday I switch to being a full-time reseller, you will catch me folding up really... Yeah. How have I managed a full-time job, a child, a relationship, all the other things life throws at us, exercise, everything we need to try and do, and run a part-time business? But if you want to save time and you want to find a way to... Okay, so... I'll say, yeah, it's not even language.